welcome to the channel. Welcome to today's live. Welcome back if you've been here before. And welcome to this Happy New Year special. Anyone watching the replay, I go live Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. Please do consider joining us. Just bring your questions and receive a free personalised reading. And please do consider subscribing so you'll be notified when I do go live and to support the channel. Thank you. Hey to everyone in the chat, how are we all doing? How are we all feeling as we are nearing entering the new year 2025? I know this can be a time of mixed feelings for many people. Let me know in the chat. As usual, so if you'd like, well, we're doing things a little bit different today, but as the same as usual in the sense of if you would like a free reading, please pop your like number in the chat, hold your question until you're called, and you'll receive one card from the tarot deck with your question. And today, as a New Year special, I'm also going to be pulling an oracle card for everyone as a bonus card, and this will, if anyone's seen in the chat there, this is going to reveal the theme of 2025 for you. Just touch on that and what energies are shaping the year ahead for you. And I'm using the oracle deck that I'm using is the Oracle of Mystical Moments. Tarot deck is the Guardian of the Night Tarot. If anyone would like an more in-depth reading, just follow the link in the pinned chat as well for a free 5 or 7 card reading. This will give you a Q jump as well. Okay, but let's get started. So first up we have Anne. Nice to see you, Anne. I hope you're well. If you want to pop your question, Anne, in the chat for your tarot card, and then if you would like, let me know. You know, if you don't want an oracle card, of course, let me know. But this is a bonus one as well. So Anne, if you want to pop your question in the chat, and then after Anne, we have Anne. So Anne Franklin, and then Divyansha, like 2. So Anne Franklin and Divyansha, please. Hey Jean, thank you so much for the list. Blessings, blessings, thank you. So Anne Franklin asks, so what does 2025 hold for me in terms of love and marriage? Awesome, let's have a look. Anne, just remind me of your current status. Are you... I know obviously we've looked at a lot of about your dynamic. Let's see what's coming anyway. Spirit, please bring a message through for Anne Franklin regarding love and marriage for Anne in 2025, please, Spirit. Thank you, Anne. Oh my goodness, I'm going to take this. This dropped out. I mean, this is, I can't deny the saying, you know, that this is the card of marriage, Anne. How interesting. So 4 of Wands is all about a higher level of commitment. Beautiful answer from Spirit here. Beautiful message for you, Anne Franklin. This is you connecting on a deep level with someone and reaching a higher level of commitment. We've got the 4 here as well, which as we know, for those who are familiar with the cards, 4 talks about stability, yeah? It's like building a strong foundation. And it's also in 2025, what I see and what I hear is that you're in a connection that you will reach a significant milestone in a connection, which is all in line with that high level of commitment. So it could look like, you know, moving in together or even, you know, a proposal here that I do see. So what wonderful energy, what very affirming energy here for you, Anne. So before the year is out, 2025, you know, this could happen at any time. I don't do exact timelines, as we know, but we're focusing on the year 2025, and here is a very special commitment, something that holds consistency, a high level of commitment, and that kind of connection that I think you desire and would definitely want. How exciting. Let's have a look at what messages come from the Oracle for you, Anne. It is a straightforward answer, Anne, exactly. And this is further looking into 25, so not just focusing on love and marriage, but we have the Oracle card Treasured Memories, which is interesting. This can be in connection to this, though. I can't help but not see that. Treasured memories, either this couple of messages here. It can be somewhat that this connection, this commitment here, union, is someone from the past, because we have treasured memories, yeah? So, but it can also be about what I see, and what I am hearing is about building memories, yeah? Having experiences, I think, very heavily connected to this connection here, about kind of building a history, and having experiences together, and then building these treasured memories together. So it feels that 2025 will be quite emotionally driven for you, what I would say, Anne, and relationship heavy, in the sense that the focus being around this commitment, because this seems a continuation with this treasured memories. Like I say, it can be someone from the past who's coming back, who this commitment develops with, or if it was to be someone new. And even if this person does come back, it's about kind of building that life together and building treasured memories together. So very beautiful, soft energies here. Again, I feel like that this Oracle card is a continuation of along the theme of love for you. So that's what we're looking for 2025 for you, Anne. Feels like very heavy on the love energies. So I hope that's what you, I hope that makes you happy. I hope that resonated for you. Hey Nat Nat, nice to see you. Happy New Year, happy holidays. So next we have Divyansha, if you were here, if you want to pop your question. Jean has kindly done the list here. So we have Divyansha, and we also have Anne. Other Anne. Thank you, Anne Franklin. New Year wishes to you too. So I don't know if we have Divyansha and Anne here. Jean, would you like to go ahead and ask your question? Thank you, Jean. So Jean asks, general energy reading for 2025 for job and love. Oh, that's two questions, Jean. Oh, thank you, Nat Nat, for the coffee. I will come to you next for your reading. I have switched things up now a bit, Nat Nat, just for future reference with regards to readings. If you just find the link pop, I don't know if that's the route that you took, but on the link pop there's a PayPal now. That's just for future reference though. So Jean, let's have a look at 2025 energies for you. It will probably focus in on one or the other, Jean, if you're kind of open to career or love. So let's see what comes through. Spirit, please bring a message through for Jean for 2025. Okay, so Jean, it's brought through. I would, well, interesting. This could be a couple of messages, because first up, I wanted to say this is kind of work orientated, but then I'm wondering if this is a king coming through to you. So please clarify, Spirit, this King of Pentacles. Is this about work or is this about love? Okay, it's about love. I was leaning towards that in my intuition. I feel like this is someone who's coming through for you in love, Jean. This is King of Pentacles. This is someone, this is an actual person coming through. So the King of Pentacles is really nice energy. It can be an earth sign, or that they could have this strong in their chart. Okay, so Taurus, Capricorn. I've forgotten what the third earth sign is. What is wrong with me? Virgo. Thank you. I'm a Virgo. Remember, Urban Seer, get it together. King of Pentacles is, so it's someone really who kind of has their life together. Financially stable, kind of career driven, someone who is reliable. King of Pentacles also knows how to have a good time, though. They kind of have that work-life balance of, this is the energy that I'm getting from this person as well, that yes, work is important to them, but they're not kind of going to give their whole life to that. But yeah, they like to have a good time and make space to enjoy the kind of good things in life. Ace of Cups was the confirmation card for me, Jean, because Ace of Cups is about a love offering. It's about a new beginning, new experiences. Take what resonates. If you feel like this person is energetically in your field, this kind of energy, someone who's grounded, reliable, dependent, but has this kind of easygoing energy as well, sort of kind of easy to talk to, easy to, you know, wants to put people at ease and make them feel comfortable. And like I say, this Ace of Cups is this kind of new path of love, this new opportunity, that beginning stage. So the Ace is the very start, and it holds all the potential of where this connection can go. So let me know if this resonates. It could be someone entirely new coming through that you cross paths with, that you connect with on a, you know, it's definitely a romantic by nature, or you might recognize these energies, characteristic traits, or if you don't, then look out for it, yeah, because they will be coming towards you. I'm going to pull an oracle card now for you, Jean. So this is everyone, obviously, because it's New Year, I'm doing a bonus oracle card for everyone to check in for the energies of 2025. Ooh, so you've got an interesting one, Jean. Keys on trees. This to me, so when I whenever I see this card, it's like being able to, in 2025, I feel like this is kind of being your journey to where you are now. And it looks kind of there's a lot of hard work that's been put in, a lot of kind of, maybe it's felt quite relentless for you, Jean, like trying to get to this goal, trying to get to the top, you know, of this tower. And it's been very restrictive, it's been very work focused, and maybe not much joy, not much time for pleasure. It's felt like all work and no play. Interestingly, this person as well always makes room for play, even though they're working hard. So this can be connected, these two energies as well. And there is a milestone that you will be meeting here, Jean, where you are able to get this key at the top and unlock this kind of restriction and prison almost, that has something that has been weighing very heavy on you and has been very constrictive for you. Okay, and you've connected to the key, and you'll be able to free yourself of this restriction. It could be something like, you know, say if, I know you've had issues at work, it could be about leaving that place of work and moving to somewhere more positive and more in alignment. Whatever comes to mind when, if you think of something that lays heavy on you and has imprisoned you really in some way, and this year in 2025 you'll be able to unlock this, remove this kind of cage and restriction, and have more freedom. You've kind of done the work, you've done the groundwork, and this is the year where some kind of release happens, and there's more space and time for freedom, and to get away from this kind of drudgery feeling that I'm picking up on. So I hope that resonated. So Nat, please, I know you have booked and purchased a reading. Bear with me 1 second, but if you just want to post your question, that obviously gives you a cue jump, and then I'll go back to the free list after Nat. Jean says, my job, I want to release it. Yeah, that's with the feeling that I got, Jean, with that kind of energy there. It felt like that was the restriction and the thing that was really weighing heavy on you. Thank you, Jean. I really appreciate it with the list. Many thanks. Bear with me 1 second. Right. So Nat, I just want to confirm it was just a 3-card reading that was booked, yeah? So Nat asks, do I have a reliable person coming in love for 2025? Let's have a look, Nat. I'll pull your oracle card as well, that what we're doing today, Nat, which can be just focused on general energies, but this is particularly on someone reliable coming through in love. Oh, look at this. Yes, says Spirit. This is your energy, yeah? Because if I'm right, Nat, you're a Virgo. Queen of Swords always gives me kind of Virgo vibes, okay? Because the Queen of Swords is very kind of particular. They're detailed orientated. they're quite boundaried as well, which makes them sound kind of like tricky, yeah, okay, but they're not. It's like there's a purity about the Virgo soul and the Virgo spirit and their intention, okay? They lead with, they kind of want things to be right, okay? They want to do things the right way, and respect is a big thing. It's not something that you can rush when connecting with a Virgo, okay? They're kind of watching every detail, watching your behavior, kind of trying to get a read on you a lot, yeah? But it's like having high standards, and it's about really what, in essence, what I always feel like is connected to that. They want it to be a pure connection. They want it to be real, etc, etc. They've got high standards. And here is the King of Swords, who comes in, who is matching that energy for you, Nat Nat. Someone who has these similar values, which maybe you felt has been missing, and that's what's kind of been a block in a connection. And of course we have like a match here, which is always a very clear message to me when we have a king and we have a queen. Even more so if it's from the same suit. But what I feel as like is this person who's coming through, this King of Swords, you know, has that same outlook and has the same values as you, Nat Nat. And that's what will bring that stability which you look for, because you're really coming from the same place, the same outlook, similar approach to life, have similar values, if I can speak. So what a clear message here. Lots of clear messages coming through, lots of messages about love, which is really nice to see, but very direct, clear messages from the cards. Say you're King of Swords. So I mean, this can be an air, swords is traditionally ruled by air signs, but what the main thing that I'm picking up on really is just that they're very similar to you in a way, Nat Nat. And your approach to things about kind of being detail orientated and being quite particular is something that is attractive to them, and is something that they would recognize, yeah, in you as well. This Justice card, a major arcana as well to comment on. So this is about, I suppose, some kind of justice for you as well. It's like the scales can come back into balance. I feel like you are open to this process. There is a bit of a message here, I feel like, about surrendering to what is, surrendering to the process, maybe surrendering to the connection. And there being really justice though for you. This is quite a straightforward and simple message as well, like a fair outcome. And maybe this connection with this person feels like justice, okay? Because maybe you've been felt or been told that your Virgo ways or Queen of Swords ways has been a problem somehow, and that you know, it's too much, it's too, you're too this, you're too that. And then there's this King of Swords energy, someone who comes in and kind of gets it and understands it, and that's that kind of justice feeling. It's like validating is what I feel like, actually. Gorgeous. Let's just pick your oracle card now. So this can come from any area of kind of the energies of 2025 for you. Nat Nat. I'm excited to see who this King of Swords is for you. So protective nest. So this is you, Nat Nat, protective nest. This is about but a couple of messages here. In 2025, being protective of what is important to you and what is precious for you. We see we've got this dress is made out of feathers here, which is like a feathered bed. And then there's this kind of golden egg here. Can be connected to finances, about making sure that you are protecting what is yours and your path, your journey on your career, for example. But also there's another message here, just because we've got a nest and more eggs here on the top, that I feel like it's more opportunities and more possibilities. This feels more work related and financial and sort of career orientated ambitions, and making progress in that way, about new things hatching, so new opportunities, and the egg to me is sort of represents potential, but also, I keep thinking golden egg, like a nest egg, and there being some kind of focus and theme throughout 2025 for that, Nat as well. So continue to put that energy into this sort of golden nest egg. Watch out for more opportunities. Things will begin to hatch in 2025 as well. This is giving me very sort of queen energy as well. So if you're looking to progress in that area, if there will be opportunities presented to you to increase your finances, and increase your career financial goals. All very positive here, Nat. Great energy. I hope it resonated with you. And thank you so much for booking the reading. If anyone else would like a more in-depth reading like Nat just had, just click the link to in the pinned comment, 3, 5 or 7 card readings, and just let me know if you have booked. Thanks, Jean, for the list. So Anne, yes, I'll read for you now, Anne. So if you just want to give me a shout that you're still here, Anne, you're welcome, Nat. Yes, claim it. Thanks, Jean, for keeping me right. So Anne asks, what do the cards suggest about the possibility of a career change in 2025? Interesting. Let's have a look, Anne. I'm just going to grab a drink. Hold on. No, Jean, it was all right. I skipped Anne because I did call for Anne, but there was no response, so I moved on to Jean. But as Anne's here now, I'll just circle back and then. So Anne asks, what do the cards suggest about the possibility of a career change in 2025? So, interesting. 3 of Swords, okay, is about, before this can come through, I do see a possibility of a career change with the Sun card, because this is going in the direction of happiness, of joy, following that kind of energy, okay, Anne? And if that's what a career change represents to you, then this path that I see opening to you. Now, interestingly, the 3 of Swords has come up though, which is a card of healing, okay? It talks about heartache, betrayal, feeling kind of disappointed and let down. This can be from any area, really. It can be what's happened in your career, perhaps, or it can be from another area of your life, like it could be a romantic connection that has brought in heartache, betrayal, and that is still influencing you, still impacting you, Anne. And this kind of has some resonance, it's almost like Spirit is saying that, like, not to, is the source of unhappiness, because we've got the card of happiness essentially here. Just confirm for me here, Anne. Is the source of unhappiness about your career, or is it from somewhere else? So are we trying to fix like a change of career to when it may be the source of pain isn't from there, if that makes sense? Like, we could put a lot of effort and energy into changing our career, but that could be maybe a distraction from the real source of whatever is causing you suffering and pain, Anne. Just let me know about that. Because that's the kind of message that I'm getting, and the question that is coming up for you and for me to ask. I just want to say, are we trying to fix the pain with something that isn't, with something else, like almost that could be, you know how we often, when we're suffering, we think we're just kind of desperate for change and we try to make that happen any way we can. Of course, if your job where you're currently at is causing you some disappointment, is causing you suffering, then absolutely this new change of job is going to bring in this positive energy and this shift. I'm going to see what the oracle cards say for you as well, this card. Anne says relationships, career, all are giving me pain. I'm sorry to hear that, Anne. Give yourself some grace and space to heal, I would say, Anne. I don't want you kind of jumping, this is the message really, not jumping from one situation to the next, if that makes sense. So don't just go to any job. Be quite careful and mindful of going in the right direction. So don't just do change for change's sakes to try and stop the pain, if that makes sense. That's a lesson for us all. Sometimes it's very hard to just sit with the pain and to feel it and to try and heal just by sitting with it, yeah? But you are not happy in your job as well, so that's a factor. So just make sure you're just not going to any other job, okay? I'm going to see what the oracle cards say as well. Oh, elixir of life. Look, this is like, always says the message here. It's like, stop and smell the roses. I almost feel like this is confirmation again. And that it's almost like it's necessary for you to take a pause and to try and reconnect with yourself, to try to find the pleasures in the smaller things, or get back to some things that you enjoy. And it's really tricky to do this, but it's kind of more like sitting with the situation and trying to come back to yourself and have some rest, have some recuperation, just put energy into yourself in ways that you can before making any movement. I almost feel like from the place that you're at now, that you're in this painful place, it's not the best place to make moves or make decisions. Kind of allow this to settle, give yourself some time to regroup and make sure that you're going in a direction that aligns with you, yeah? And not just running from this pain, because I'm worried that you could create all this kind of movement and be somewhere else, make this effort, and then this pain will still be here. It's almost like we need to go within, Anne, okay? And I keep hearing the word like it's about healing. There needs to be some healing that takes place. You know, the sun and the happiness has come through, that, you know, this still awaits for you. This is still possible and in the future. But it's maybe not exactly clear yet what moves to make in order to get here. So we just need to pause and do a bit more healing and inner work. Pray, meditate, just do stuff that you enjoy, that gives you peace. Try to build yourself up before making any moves. I hope that resonates. I hope that makes sense for you. Thank you, Jean, so much for the list. I really appreciate it. Anita, if you want to post your question, please. And Sheena. You're welcome, Anne. You're welcome. Thank you, Sheena. So Sheena asks, will PB and I have a new start in the new year? So Sheena, are you in, is this a connection that's broken down and you're in no contact? Or just let me know a bit more about the situation. Like I always say, the more info that you feel comfortable sharing and that I know about your situation, the better reading that you'll receive, essentially, because it allows me to connect with your energy and the other people involved. Hey Janavi, I'm so glad you made it. I will just read for Sheena, and then Janavi, I will get on your reading. Thank you so much for booking. Bear with me 1 second, guys. So, Janavi, I'm just checking. So that is the fact. It looks to me that that's the 5 card reading that you've booked. I just want to check that that's all right. That's what you intended. With the 357. So it's £5, £10, or £20. So Sheena, this is for you, just while Janavi's checking that as well. So Sheena asks, will PB and I have a new start in the new year? And you are in no contact. Spirit, please bring a message through for Sheena regarding PB. Ooh, this is very hopeful and positive with the 10 of Pentacles, Sheena, okay? Because this is a card of commitment. Pentacles as well is, I feel, and here, is like the return of stability. So I do see there being some kind of, definitely a reconciliation and some kind of commitment. This is a card of commitment. So some kind of conversation, declaration of agreeing to reconnect and recommit. Ten of Pentacles is about long-term commitment as well, as in that how do we see our future? What does our ideal future look like to us in relations to the relationship, the career, you know, the full package kind of thing. And this is always, I read this in love readings, it's like that the energy of this person is that they see you in their future. Okay, so when they think of that ideal situation, you're there, you're in it, and this is why we have this reconciliation and coming back together. I'm also drawn to, this is kind of like a hive of bees, so it's like, I feel like this time it's like a hive of activity and being willing to put in the work, yeah, to make this happen, to work it out, work it through. It will take some effort, but there's a lot of beauty here. There's magic, these blossoming flowers. So I would say that is very encouraging, Sheena. Let's have a look at your oracle card as well, your bonus oracle card for energies of 2025. So this is separate to your question. Oh, lovely. Change of seasons. This is interesting. So this looks to be autumn, winter time to me of 2025, about there being some significant positive change. I wonder if this can be along the lines of this Ten of Pentacles as well, of this deepening connection and deepening of a commitment. So maybe moving in together, if that would be on the cards, and that you will reach this, because obviously we can't jump from A to F. There has to be steps made and there has to be work put in, Sheena, for you to build on this relationship, yeah? But this Ten of Pentacles is about that kind of hive of activity and putting that work in. And I see that, I feel like by autumn of 2025 that you will be in a good place together, kind of have worked it out and worked it through, and be in a state. Can you see how this person's kind of blossoming, really? They seem they have a very content energy. So autumn of 2025, so there can be a bit of a journey of you getting there, but you've been able to reach this kind of high level of commitment of this Ten of Pentacles and being closer, a lot closer to this ideal situation that you desire. To both very positive cards there. I hope that resonated, Sheena. So Janavi has booked a reading. I'm just going to check if you posted your question. Oh, it's just so annoying this, it actually just logs me out. Have you posted your question, Janavi, in You're very welcome, Sheena. Nice reading there. Thank you, Jean, for moderating. I really appreciate it. I think Janavi will have popped her question in PayPal. I'm just checking. Yes, okay. I'm just catching up on Janavi's question before I pull the cards. She's booked her 5-card reading. So I appreciate you. Thank you for that, Janavi. Okay, so we're looking at their energy, Janavi. Yeah, I've got the question here, Janavi. Thank you. Okay. So what's going on with them, yeah? take a deep breath, center your energy, focus on your question, Janavi. Be open to the answers Spirit wants you to receive. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Interesting. So at the very centre of this reading, Janavi, was the Eight of Cups, which is about, this is Akshay's energy, and this is getting to that point, like we see, where it's about walking away from something that is no longer emotionally fulfilling. So yes, they have reached that point that we see where they're kind of getting real with themselves, and they are getting to that, they have arrived at that point, not just getting to that point, but I would say arrived at that point of kind of knowing and understanding that this isn't enough. This is, you know, going to be, I'm hearing the words, which this is something that I never say, yeah, like count it as a loss. Don't know if this is his thought process coming through. This kind of energy, I'm just going to have to count this as a loss. It's not a phrase that I would use, and that's what I'm hearing. This is kind of what's gone on leading up to this point, is again this disappointment. Five of Cups is about loss, disappointment, things not working out. Three Cups here turned over. I believe that it's like that these cups was kind of represented maybe still persisting with it and giving it a go and pushing on. But can you see how with the Eight of Cups that it's like there's the rest of the cups have turned over. Tried and failed, it hasn't worked out. Now, interestingly, what was crossing the situation, which was blocking it, was, I think that this is her energy, the Queen of Pentacles, which is that she is not feeling this. So she could be actively blocking, actively resisting this change. She's not in agreement, she's not in the same page. It can be connected to finances as well. I'm wondering if she is sort of using that as part of it, or if that's part of the story as well, the kind of practical side of this, of removing yourself from a situation is like no easy feat. Yeah, removing yourself from a situation like this, it takes time, it takes planning, it takes effort, etc. But main thing being like, yeah, so it can be tricky to get out of, and finances being part of this, and maybe her financial stability, being more financially stable than him, is also part of it. Correct me if I'm wrong on that as well, but I think she's in a more stable position financially than him, maybe. But there's some kind of block there. So now, interestingly, I don't often read reverses, but this did come out reverse, and I don't ever want to block a message when I feel called to read things in reversal. As an intuitive reader, it's not often something that I do. But today I did feel like it was, because the Hierophant came out reversed, and this was, the Hierophant reversed is about doing things unconventionally. So this is what I was looking at Akshay's next actions. So this is breaking rules, this is breaking the tradition of marriage, this is no longer being prepared or willing to kind of play the game or play within the rules. So I see them taking some unconventional action by breaking away from this. And then this, we end with, this is the communication coming through to you, Janavi. This is the Ace of Swords, clearly represents to me this first steps of communication, of him reaching out to you. This will bring you some clarity. I think Akshay may be looking for clarity as well, or they've got something to say. I really do like the energy of the Ace of Swords, actually, particularly in this deck. There is a kind of purity here with it as well, just with all these white flowers. It feels like it has a very kind of fresh energy. So that being that they may have something, this makes me feel like that they have something fresh to say, like something new. It's not just like, you know, a regurgitation of what has been. It actually feels like they will communicate something of interest to you and have something different to say. Like this card just feels, and the energy that I feel, it feels new and it feels fresh and it has like a good energy about it. So I think it'll be pleasing to you what they do say, you know, because obviously you've got a lot of walls up, rightly so, and there's going to be some conversations that are going to have to happen if you're going to clear the air or move into a better place. So I see them to recap. We see them at that point, sick and tired of this, emotionally understanding this is emotionally not fulfilling, and being at that point when you are prepared, you find the courage to walk away. Five of Cups, again, touching more on the loss, disappointment, trying to make it work, it failing, and then not really moving on to the Eight of Cups in a way after the Five. So just kind of more disappointment, more loss. We have got this practical factor, which is, say, just a realistic practical issue, but also her energy. She's not on the same page of wanting to move on from this. She would like to continue the connection and doesn't want this to break off. So that's a block, that's a challenge. Also the practical and financial side of it. Nonetheless, we see Akshay making some unconventional moves and changes and following an unconventional path. And that's an interesting energy to see. It's like them being prepared to take a risk and breaking away, I would say, on what's kind of expected on them. And the mum was actually getting to the point where he doesn't really care so much what people think, yeah, if it would be frowned upon, etc., to kind of walk away from this connection, this marriage. And then we see this Ace of Swords, fresh start, communication, and a nice communication when it does come through. So I hope that resonated for you, Janavi. Nice read, interesting read there. I'm going to pull your Oracle card for 2025 as well. It may tie in with this, or it may just touch on a completely different aspect. The energies of 2025, please, for Janavi. So this is a bonus card that everyone's receiving today, is this New Year's special. Under my umbrella. I feel like that this is Akshay. This is kind of an amusing card in some ways. It's not really an amusing position, but you see how he's in a difficult position, but he's trying to protect this connection. Like this is your energy, really. A rare bird is what I hear. It's really kind of vibrant pink. And I feel like even though, you know, it's going to be uncomfortable for him, it's going to be difficult for him, this road that he's chosen, and it'll be difficult for him to try and win back your affections or to get in a good place with you again. But I feel like that he is prepared or willing to kind of be in this difficult position to protect this under my umbrella, sort of protect from the rain, protect from the storm, trying to, you see this person sort of in a very awkward position, sort of twisting themselves in knots to try and preserve this. I kind of feel like as well it's always been on the cards for them that they would circle back to this. Things got off schedule, you know, went off piste completely, but I feel like this was always their intention, you know, there always was this aspect for them that they've told themselves that they would come back to this. But they are quite desperate in some ways to preserve this and sitting in this very uncomfy position to try and preserve this open communication or connection with you is what I feel like. So I feel like this was an extra comment on this spread. I'm glad that resonated, Janavi. Thank you, Jean, so much for the list update. And thank you for that booking, Janavi. Interesting read. I'm getting really nice clear messages today that are coming through. So I hope that's resonating for you guys who are receiving it. So we have, hi to anyone new here. This is Tanika. Thank you for being here. You're very welcome as always, Janavi. So we have Bahar and Eco 7. If you please want to post your questions, that would be awesome. Hey Tia Beer, send in PayPal, thank you. I'll just log back in, thank you. Okay. So just while I'm waiting for Tia's booking to go through, I will read for Eco 7 now, and then I'll come back to Tia Beer. Eco 7 asks, general message for my family life, please. Could you just elaborate a little bit more, Eco 7? Do you mean the dynamic in your family, or just let me know? Just, yeah, a little more detail around that question. If there's an issue there that you want me to focus in on, obviously I'm not able to read for the entire family as a whole because there'll be lots of different things going on there, lots of different energies. let's see what comes through. Thank you, Janine, for that list. I think so that I can, well, I don't know, it's 1:10 now. I've probably still got time. I'm just thinking of when I'll close the list. Let's see what comes through then, Eco 7. Any advice for your children or husband in 2025? See how Spirit answers. Ace of Cups. So this is an opportunity, a new beginning. Tell you what resonates with, you'll have to apply this because this is quite an open-ended question, Eco 7, of who you feel like this applies to. As in which, you know, with your children or your husband, because the Ace of Cups is about taking a more emotionally fulfilling path. And there being an opportunity coming towards them that aligns with that kind of energy, yeah? So maybe it's up to this point, I feel like the energies sort of surrounding this have been about kind of doing the right thing and having to almost sacrifice our emotions, sacrifice their emotional well-being in some ways to get to a certain goal or to keep things, to kind of do what, you know, when those times in life when we just have to, even though it doesn't make us feel good, we have to kind of do what we have to do. Like, for example, if your husband in a job that is making them kind of quite unhappy in some ways, but in order to keep the money coming in order to stay afloat, then we show up and we keep doing it until this changes. Or even if it was your girls with regarding to school or something like that, it can even be along those lines. But tell you what resonates with that, yeah? But the Ace of Cups is an opportunity coming towards this person that opens up. It's like they're able to do what they need to do, but not continue to make this sacrifice anymore. They can be a more softer side of themselves. It will just in essence kind of make them happier and lift them up, and they're able to, yeah, like say if it was your husband bringing the money, but they'll actually get some enjoyment and pleasure from this job, and this is that opportunity coming through. But tell you what resonates with to who this is, but it's nice energy for sure. Let's see what the oracle cards say. This is for you, Eco 7, okay? So this is your 2025. Messages, energy for 2025 for you, Eco 7. What's it going to bring? What's the focus, please, Spirit? We had this earlier, actually, keys on the trees. It has I would say it has a similar message, a similar energy. Maybe this is a family that you felt kind of that things have been in kind of drudgery and hard work, because this keys on the trees, it's quite gloomy here, yeah? It's like you've been on this spiral. Actually, it is ascending, like you have been making progress, but it hasn't had much light, you know. It's been quite dark. It's felt quite hard work, you know. The last message, Eco 7, when this came through, which still feels relevant, is like this all work, no play. Something has been oppressing you and something has been imprisoning you. Similar to maybe a cloud that's been hanging over your whole family, where it's like doing stuff that you have to do, but it's not emotionally fulfilling. We've had to make a lot of sacrifices and we felt very oppressed by this situation. And in 2025, you connect to this key, which will unlock this prison, and it will open things up for you, and you will feel more free, and you will feel less oppressed and more emotionally fulfilled, much like this person in your family or your family as a whole. So you're all sort of making this transition in 2025, which is nice, where you don't have to sacrifice as hard as what you have been in order to keep things going and keep on track. There is the joy and the pleasure, and things get a bit easier and things get a bit softer. The energy gets softer for you. And this is very significant for you, that this cage will be able to be lifted. I hope that resonated, Eco 7. Thank you, Tia. So Tia has booked a reading, which we will just bear with me. Thank you so much to Jean and Janavi for moderating. Super appreciated as always. Well, so TB, it's come through. I don't know if it's a... Am I right? Is it a 5 or a 7 card reading that you've booked there? I don't know if PayPal's like deducted some balancing fee. So TB, if you just want to confirm what reading that you booked, and post your question as well, please. Maybe you've posted your... I've just got like a random amount, so I'm just reading your story as well. I've got your question here, TP, actually in PayPal, so thank you for that. And let's have a look what's going on with Jay the Leo. And then I'm just going to have to, so I can make sure I can get to everyone, I'm just going to close the list. Yeah, thanks, Tia. If I've got time, I'll always, obviously, I can reopen the list. But I think just so I can make sure I can get through everyone and not feel rushed. So it's all right, TB, if that's just, if PayPal has made that cut, it's just £10 for a 5 card reading and £20 for a 7 card. Great British pounds. But let's focus on this, okay, so that we get, just take a deep breath and center your energy, Tia. Focus on Jay the Leo, and we'll have a look about what's going on with them and what the future holds, yeah? Thank you, Tia. I really appreciate that. Okay. Okay. 7 of Cups. Okay, so this is their energy, okay? So Jay the Leo, and this is 7 of Cups is about options and choices and being indecisive and being in a place of kind of illusion, delusion, Tia, yeah? So one thing is could there be someone else in the picture? I have to kind of just put that out there as a possibility, because I feel like this Jay that Leo is kind of making you feel like a bit of an option at this point, and they're coming through with this indecisive energy, because we've also got the Knight of Swords, which again can be, in this reading, what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, the Knight of Swords can be a very in-out kind of energy. So I think that you will hear from them again, but there is this inconsistency with their energy. The Knight obviously can be quite immature, and the Swords, when it's the shadow side of the Swords, is that they can be quite selfish and can be quite ruthless in how they treat people. I don't think he's really understanding or being empathic in how this is affecting you. Now we do have the Fool card here, which is about them needing to really kind of take a risk. I feel like that the Fool card is about, you know, coming out of your comfort zone and taking a risk, and this is part of what the energy that they're in, okay, is that they're kind of lacking some courage here, Tia, to kind of have there's an opportunity here with you for a real relationship, a real connection, yeah. I'm going to ask for a clarifying card on that. This is what's needed from them. This is what needs to change. I don't know if I need to ask a clarifying card, actually, really. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. Again, it's about not really being able to take a risk. He doesn't want to be vulnerable. He doesn't want to put himself out there. So he's hovering around this options, choices, energy, kind of kidding himself about what he's going to do and then not following up from it. Like we looked at that conversation, Tia, about what you had about with the terms, and he kind of really made a commitment there and then really went back on it. Yeah. Again, that in-out energy of the Knight of Swords, and where that comes from is from being a lack of courage really on their side, and not being able to be vulnerable and come forward and really connect and stick to what he says and engage in a deep and meaningful way. Now we do have the Queen of Cups here, which is, I think, advice about this is your energy, Tia, if I'm right, that you're a water sign. I think you came through as the Queen of Cups in a previous reading as well. And I think if you want to pursue this connection, it's up to you, okay, of how, obviously always free will about how you want to move forward with this. But the Queen of Cups is someone who, you know, there is a lot of deep feeling and love here on your side. And I think there's deep feelings on their side as well, but there's also alongside a lack of courage. Yeah, the Queen of Cups is someone who, I suppose, if you're going to continue to engage with this Leo, is about being able to trying to work towards not being pulled this way and that emotionally, about being able to feel these deep feelings, and not be overwhelmed by them. You know, ask yourself, is that possible? Because you're in a deep dive, yeah, about this. Water sign, you are a water sign, yeah, so you are naturally empathic, you feel things deeply, can be sensitive as well, all which are beautiful qualities and not to be changed. Now, is it possible for you in this situation, if you if you're going to stick it out with them and continue to engage with them? I do feel like it's going to be up to you. They will continue to, for what I can see from these cards, that in and out energy is going to continue. So it's up to you. You would have to break contact and block them and disconnect from them, etc., if you needed to do that to preserve your emotional well-being. But I completely understand if you're not able to do that, that doesn't feel possible at the moment, then what you need to do is try and in what ways that you can emotionally stay balanced and not be pulled this way and that so much by his actions. Understanding where he's coming from and what he's going to continue to do, I feel like will be helpful for you. This is how it stands as it is now. It can always change in the future, yeah. But because we've got the Eight of Swords again here, which is about anxieties, worries, I see you spiraling and sinking into kind of worst case scenarios about how maybe feeling bad about yourself as well, because he's been so inconsistent, and maybe turning that's affecting your self-worth and wearing you down. So again, trying to detach in some way, in whatever way we can, from that kind of thinking, not allowing someone to affect us so much in this way. You know, you do have a lot to offer. There are genuine feelings here, but there's something going on for him where he is unavailable. Then, interestingly, so we've got the Five of Swords energy and the Page of Wands. So this is basically them coming back in. I see that another page, Wands being kind of coming forward. Again, that in-out energy, kind of making the declarations of affection, of feelings of kind of wanting this. And then they haven't really got what it takes as yet. This could change with the Fool energy being there, but they haven't got what it takes to kind of back that up, because I don't really feel like they're 100% sure of what they want. But then the Five of Swords is about having I mean, can you make it clear to him that you're unhappy about this? Five of Swords is a bit like having difficult conversations. It can be about having conflict, but I wonder if you, even just for your own well-being, you know, forgetting about what outcome may come from it, but the Five of Swords is kind of, would it be healthy and beneficial? Would it feel like you could let off some steam to share exactly what you think and what you feel, and not dance around the issue, but be more straightforward? The Swords is about being committed to your truth and speaking your truth. Have you laid it on the line to him, or made it clear that maybe you're not happy with the way that he's treating you? You know, that he said that he would, you know, you've made this agreement and this commitment, and then he's just gone off the radar. I think it could be beneficial for you to forget kind of about the outcome, but it can often, just to get this off our chests and to make sure that we've clearly kind of stated exactly, be a bit more direct about the communication. Be interesting to see what he comes back with. He might get a bit frustrated or angry even, because he wouldn't like to be called out, but it can be still beneficial to actually to do that sometimes. So it's that kind of thing, like they're not gonna, the in-out energy is gonna continue, Tia. I don't see them just like walking away. But I'd still see them being in that immature energy and lacking some courage. They need to do this leap of faith, fool energy, and take a risk. For you, you need to protect your emotions and your mental health. What that looks like, we don't know, but having it out with this, having it out, I think will help shift the energy and shift where you're from now. At least speak your truth so you've covered every avenue, and this will kind of lead you to where you need to go, to a conclusion. And then this is their energy. We're ending on this same, yeah, like in out kind of vibes. But he's not going anywhere as such, but it's not over, it's not the end, but it's kind of cycling round what we've seen before. Thank you, Jean, so much. Happy New Year to you, Jean. Thank you for your help today moderating. So what I am going to do now is just pull a 2025 your oracle card, Tia. It might continue on from this, or it might just give me a completely different vibe and energy for 2025. Let's see. Let me know how this reading resonated, Tia. Oh, look, there we go. So this is, it's funny, this is what Janavi got. But it's a similar kind of, look, this is Jay the Leo. Clinging to this situation, okay? Not letting go. Why do, you know, this is a different kind of energy to what Janavi got. But this is still you. This is you, Tia Beer. You know, a beautiful, vibrant, represented here, this bird here, that's beautiful. Not letting you go, Tia Beer, not letting you go. But kind of making it difficult, making it tricky, being awkward, being difficult. You know, this is about his energy and his issues, his problems, Tia Beer, that you've kind of got caught in the crossfires. I feel like there is real and genuine feelings on both sides here. And I see this is going to be tricky because he's not going to let go of you. But we can't see as yet in the cards, you know, him being able to get over himself and kind of step up, I guess, and take a leap of faith and just really commit. Dilly-dallying around in this Seven of Cups energy. Tia says, I feel like I'm at a crossroads. Yeah. It's come to an head. This Five of Swords energy, speaking out, could help you make a move. You know, if you feel sort of frozen as well in that crossroads moment. But protecting your emotions and your mental health always has to be at the forefront as well, Tia. Like Janavi said, I'm sorry that you're having to go through this. Please keep us posted. And what happens next, yeah? It's hard when someone won't commit but won't let go. Yeah, he blocks you from dating but won't commit. He wants it always, Tia. Which is very unfair. Sending love and light, Tia. Keep us posted. I hope that helped. Thank you for your booking. Okay. So next we have so Nat had a booking reading, so You are welcome to have your free reading as well if you want that, but I'm not sure if she's still here. And then we have Nettie P. If you're here, if you both want to post your questions. We have our Peter as well. Hi, our Peter, if you're here, if you want to post your question. Oh, hi, Nettie P. Happy New Year, Tia. Wishing you all the best. Sure thing, Nettie. Are you, just remind me if you're single, am I looking at a connection, or is this just what's coming next in love? If you want to let me know. Let's see what's coming next, Nettie. So in this area of your, it's a major arcana, okay, Nettie. So in this area of your life of love, of what's coming next is, so the Death card is, it talks about endings and new beginnings. It's the card essentially of transformation. So there is a new beginning on the horizon. Three of Cups I'm drawn to the bottom of the deck, which is about, I believe, you making a connection with someone through socializing. So in real life, this kind of, to me, always looks like a kind of busy party or some kind of social gathering. Making sure as well that you're getting out there in the world and saying yes to social gatherings. It's also about kind of surrendering to this transformation. So maybe it can be about what you've been through up to this point, Nettie P, about there being a different way of viewing relationships, viewing love. What you've been through has changed your outlook, and I feel like it's about following this new path, that this transformation needed to happen. There are old ideas that be outdated, okay? Something needed to be left in the past in order for something new to come through, in order to move forward in a love that aligns with you and that is right for you. It could be about having ideas of what a relationship needs to be, having placing restrictions, or, you know, take what resonates. It can be a million and one things really, but it's about leaving an old self, an old idea, a way of looking at things that no longer serve you, and this needed to happen in order to move forward, in order to usher in this change. I see you, like I say, meeting someone and crossing paths with someone in a social setting. Let's see what your oracle card is as well. General theme and energies for 2025. It can be a continuation of this, or just throw us a curveball with something, a different area, something you need to know. Nettie P 2025 energies. Treasured memories. So this is, again, feels a continuation of this actually. Treasured memories is about a couple of messages. It's about honouring and treasuring the past and what has been as you release it. This is what I feel like, as you kind of let go of it. This person's actually holding on to this balloon. I feel like it's, maybe this is a person, okay? This is what I feel like. Is there a person in your past NEP who maybe you are still holding on to that finally needs to be released. That could be one aspect of it. Or it could be about a connection that you had and trying to kind of find that again, when really what needs to happen is it needs to be different, and this fresh start needs to come through. So tell you what resonates with that. Feel like you need to release this balloon, which is about embracing this transformation. So Anita, the list is closed now. So I think I did call you previously on the previous list, but there was no answer, so I had to skip. So the list is now closed. Sorry. Please do catch us next time, though. I'll be live on my next live. So Nitty P, I hope that resonated for you. R. Peter asks, thank you, R. Peter. So what positive changes I can expect in your personality starting from New Year? So I'll read this as just to sort of tweak that question, if you're all right, R. Peter, about what positive changes in your personal growth would be presented to you. Yeah, R. Peter, because obviously changes in your personality, this is all about that, I would say, is in your power and in your control. Yeah, so the universe can only give you opportunities and open roads and paths for you. Yeah, R. Peter, but changes in personality or personal growth is really kind of down to you, if that makes sense. So what personal growth opportunities, or what advice, I guess, from Spirit of what maybe needs to change? So Five of Cups talks about some losses and disappointments of situations that haven't worked out how we planned. So people, places, things who have let you down. It very much can talk about loss. And the Five of Cups messages, we've got these 3 broken glasses here, which represent the loss and the disappointment. And it's about not focusing your energy too much on that. It can be very tricky, yeah. So when we have these losses and disappointments, like not to spiral and not sink into those emotions, and actually close ourselves off from what still remains. So this is the potential and the opportunity, that 2 cups that still remain, the stuff that you've got going for you. So what is this situation? It could be more than one situation, okay? But tell you what resonates personally to you, Peter. What is this loss and disappointment? And there's too much energy maybe been a tendency to fixate on that and not being able to, obviously give ourselves time to feel and to heal that pain, but don't let it kind of inform then our next steps and think, oh, this is how it has to be. This is because that happened. That means that that's always going to happen, etc. If you know what I mean. Say if a relationship broke down, then that kind of breaking your faith and trust in love and in connections as a whole. A lot of us, it can happen to us. So this is your guidance and advice from Spirit, is to, when this happens, not to sink into those dark moments, but instead to really, it can take a lot of effort and energy to keep pulling ourselves up and out, learning the lessons from it, but then keep it moving. Keep it moving. Look at the 2 cups that remain. There is still a lot going for you. There's still a lot of potential here. The light in the dark. So that's your message. Let's see what 2025 energies have with the Oracle card, R. Peter. This is obviously a theme of 2025. This card came out. This is the 3rd time that this card has come out. This, read this, interpret this differently, okay? Because it's about protecting what is important to you. And when things get difficult and when things get tricky up here, it doesn't mean that it's wrong, that you're on the wrong path. Again, same kind of energy about pushing through like the setbacks, pushing through the disappointment, holding on to this, what's important, holding on to the dream, holding on to the ideal. All of this good stuff, yeah, and trying to protect that at all costs. So when things get difficult, when you get those setbacks, don't take it as word that it's not meant to be happening, this isn't going to work out for me, I'm on the wrong path, etc., etc. Setbacks don't mean that. They, you know, mean what we say they mean. And if you still want this, which I believe you do, whatever this beautiful pink bird represents, your goal, your dream, however difficult it gets, keep protecting it, keep going for that. These rain clouds don't mean that you have to walk away from this. I hope that resonates. Thank you, Janavi, for moderating. So Janice, this is for you. You're welcome, R. Peter. Yeah, the more detail that you can give me about your question, Janice, the more personalised reading that you can get. Remember as well, I'll be pulling your oracle card about 2025 important messages. So if you want to use the tarot for a more focused question. I feel like Divyansha, I called out for them and they weren't here, so I think I had to skip them. Is Janice gonna... I'll see what Spirit brings through. Yeah, go ahead, Divyansha. Right, Janice, I'll just pull a card and then Spirit may guide us in the direction. Could it be career? Sure. Career, okay. So you ask, what's going to happen in career, please, Spirit? Or finances? Divyansha, if you want to try and, just like with Janice, if you want to try and focus your reading, you know, I always think it's good to, you know, really use this opportunity to, what, you know, you can be honest, what do you really want to know? What's your priority? What's most important? General can sometimes bring through a bit of a wishy-washy information, because the more direct you can be, the more direct answer that you'll get. And sometimes I think it's about having a bit of self-reflection of what's actually really important to you. Where do you want to see movement? What do you actually want to know about? You know, get honest with the cards and they'll be honest with you. So, Janice, this is, let's have a look at finances. Let's talk money, honey. Ooh, Queen of Cups. This is, there is something connecting. So I don't know if you manifest, Janice, or this is something that you could look into. There's something about your emotional state affecting the, it's almost like to increase and improve your finances. This is connected to your emotional state. So it's not necessarily about the action that you need to do. There's nothing more action wise. It's not about getting out there or about being consistent. This is what Pentacles energy or fire might bring, but water is about our emotional state. So Queen of Cups is the master of managing her emotions. In a way, she's able to feel what she feels and be able to process it, and having this sense of trust and a sense of flow. And this really kind of spills out into every area of our life. And I feel like it's almost having a more sense of ease around it. So Janice says, yes, I try to manifest, but I tend to hesitate. That's my problem. Yeah. So there is a sense of trust that you need to work on here, Janice. I mean, it's easier said than done. Yeah. And I'm sure if you've looked into manifestation, that it's about what emitting a frequency. Yeah. And how that kind of comes back to us. So if there's maybe a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress around money and finances, then that isn't going to help the situation or bring that into you. The Queen is like I say, is a master of this. So manifestation in a practical way, you can just commit to, say, 15 minutes every day to aligning with if finances is what's most important, to aligning with allowing money and abundance to come through. 10-15 minutes every day, like on a practical thing. That's all that you need to do. Even if you turn up and you still feel that hesitancy, it doesn't matter. Yeah, just as long as you turn up every day to do that and try to shift that energy and move into a state of flow. I feel like that's what's missing between you. Five of Pentacles as well. It's also just at the bottom of the deck here, that kind of, if you've had money struggles or experienced that, of course it's very it brings in that sense of lack. And it's hard not to, if that hesitancy, if that's where that's coming from, it can build on itself. So take the pressure off yourself in the sense of that there's nothing practical that more that you need to do, Janice. So it's not about working harder or trying to find opportunities that you think you may have missed. This, to increase your finances, it's more about looking inward, and which it sounds almost like it's a contradiction really, but really this is a kind of an inner work job, and finding that sense of flow and that sense of ease. And for me, that the kind of how that would look in a practical way is to lean into the manifestation that is about changing our inner world. So I hope that resonates. I'm going to pull as well this oracle card to see more. It may be a continuation of this, but anything you need to know about 2025 energies for you. Moon dance. This is it. Again, in a world, the moon on a string here, it comes to mind. It is manifestation, or this kind of dance with finances, and there being this following inspired action, but also maintaining this sense of flow and ease within us. Is about, it's kind of like walking a tightrope. Yeah. So it is tricky, and it does take effort and intention, but it's your intuition that will guide you, and taking a step away, I feel like what will help you, Janice, away from the 3D, being so much 3D bound into just that there's this physical world, the 3D, it's about work, it's about effort, allowing this space for magic to help you out, allowing the universe to help you out with your finances, with money, and the moon dance, that dance, the balance of walking a tightrope, of that sense of flow. And that's what will improve your finances. I see, Janice. That's what will improve your finances. Janice says, oh, okay, that's great advice. I need some courage, and also someone telling me that I deserve what I want. Yeah, I get that. I'll tell you, you deserve what you want, Janice. Yeah, set your intentions, Janice, whenever you can. Janavi says, do you have birds in your home? Lol lol. So yeah, I've got I haven't got birds in my home, but just outside my home I have. I live by a river that leads to the sea, so we have lots of seagulls, noisy seagulls. So I'm sorry, I didn't think you'd be able to hear them. So Divyan should pick one or the other. Just for me to be able to focus on just what I mentioned before, you know, getting clarity on really what you want to know, will bring through a better reading. So Divyansha, yeah, if you want to pick one or the other. I'm just going to go back to who do we have after Divyansha? Yeah, I'm lucky to where I am. There's I'm very near the sea and country. I mean, it's very cold most of the year, but it is very beautiful nature near me, so I am very lucky. It's hard when it's like the concrete. Obviously, I've lived in cities as well, and it does get you down when you can't escape to nature. It's the best way to reconnect and get grounded, isn't it, and find inner peace. And if you're in a built-up city area, it really kind of cuts you off from all of that. So Divyansha is asking about career and what is coming towards you. Seven of Pentacles, Divyansha. So, options, choices, building on something. So if you haven't already, so tell what resonates this could be currently happening, or it can be coming. Obviously, it's sort of setting you up in 2025 energies. Seven of Pentacles is though about kind of what you've built up to this point and continuing to make progress on that, on this really good and valuable progress, essentially, on of what you've made in your career, and will continue to do this in 2025. And what I feel like that you need to be, though, instead of just Divyansha, instead of just work, that make sure that there's strategy in place. Okay, Divyansha. Seven of Pentacles to me always talks about strategy and about looking back to say, you know, what has worked and what hasn't worked, and letting this inform your choices, and to move forward in that way. This will inform what direction that you need to go in, instead of just, you know, a lot of us can, when we're in a sort of career path or just working, we just like, you get on sort of a treadmill and you just keep going and going and just work, which kind of leads to burnout in a way. And the advice of the Seven of Pentacles to me is, yeah, about working smarter, not harder. And this is how you're going to set yourself up best, Divyansha, in this area. So really take a moment. I don't know if you're on a break now from work, or just in general of what you need to do throughout the beginning, say, of 2025, is to keep making some assessments. You know, where you work, is there the opportunity? Does it offer the opportunity of you being able to progress where you want to go? Or would you say need to leave and look at other options around you? That's just one example. So yeah, work smarter, not harder. Don't just keep going, have at it and just work yourself into the ground. Instead, in order to succeed, you need to strategize. Let's see what the oracle cards say. Is your bonus card. We have, ooh, the perfect key. So this is about, again, a continuation of finding the right key that fits to unlock your sort of path, really, of what's going to be emotionally fulfilling. The perfect key is about finding, so it's a process as well of which is interesting, much like Seven of Pentacles, of kind of trial and error. Yeah, we've got this bunch of keys here, which is this bird on your shoulder, which is almost like your wisdom to me in this card. And then we've got this heart that is locked really in this cage, which represents to me really about fulfillment and our passions being fulfilled. So it may be a process in 2025, Divyansha, of trial and error. Yeah, and it's okay to try things, and if it doesn't work and if it doesn't fit, then keep it moving. Yeah, try the next key. If that doesn't fit, then try the next key. It's like, it is out there, the right key to unlock. It's about not settling as well and just saying, okay, there's no key that fits, this isn't the right key, I'm just going to be sort of locked in this prison, and I'm not going to be able to be sort of emotionally fulfilled in my career. But I feel like it is possible, it is out there for you, but it's a process of trial and error. Hope that resonated. So Janavi says that you're stuck, yes, as a a Pisces, like you've got a lot of Pisces, which is really interesting. Your Taurus, about being connected to the earth, obviously being about nature, very important. And then the kind of dreamy romanticism. I was thinking about how your Pisces aspect, Janavi, would be very connected to, I know we spoke about your psychic abilities and how that would be very much a part of that. Pisces are known to be very, natural psychics and deeply intuitive. You might already know this. You watched the series Outlander on Netflix after watching it. Scotland's nature, yeah, beautiful, really wild and rugged. Again, cold, but beautiful. And I'm not far from Scotland actually, so it's kind of like a similar landscape. Very near the coastline. I went to, talking about man-made nature as well, like I was on holiday once, and I went to a man-made beach, and it was a very strange experience. There was no energy. It was very dead. It felt strange. It was like there was no life to it. I didn't like it. Hey Danny, I'm glad you're here. Please post your question, my dear. So your tarot card question, and then you will get your oracle. And then we have Priya, if you're still here, if you want to post your question, my dear, as well. And Tanika, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Please post your question as well if you're still here. Yes, Janavi, exactly. It's like the energy, isn't it, that you feel like when you're there, the vibes, the powerful energy. Danny asks, the Pisces I'm currently talking to seems to not want to open up emotionally. Okay. It causes tension between us because he doesn't want to commit but won't let me go. Interesting, Danny. Let's see. Why doesn't he open up? Yeah. What's blocking him? Oh, my candle's gone out. I have to keep the candle burning. Oh, I haven't got a lighter. Oh. Okay. Let's have a look, Danny, then, at this Pisces. Why is he not opening up? Oh, jumping out. Spirit wants to let us know. Interesting. Ace of Swords. So this is about clarity. This is about communication. Scared of being honest, scared of being truthful comes to mind. It's difficult for them to be open and honest, Danny. So this is something that they have trouble, I feel like, being forthright and forthcoming. Somewhere along the line they've learned that it's not safe, maybe, or they're fearful of it, of being this direct. Pisces can be quite like this, actually. They're quite naturally avoidant. They are, slippery fish at times and don't like to be pinned down. So being direct and being sort of open, honest communication, there can often be this fear that they'll be held accountable, if that makes sense, Danny. Pisces have this tendency, I mean, this is generalization, but this Pisces, I'll say, they want to keep all their options open. they don't really get down to the nitty gritty of the situation, Danny, that they just kind of flow through life. Some of them in somewhat of a dream state, yeah. Nothing really kind of, they don't like to be pinned down. But tell me more about this Ace of Swords, please, Spirit. I'm intrigued. Yeah, Seven of Wands. It's like being defensive. It's about, it feels like a pressure to commit. It feels like almost like an attack to ask, or a demand in a way, to really kind of commit and to speak their truth and to be very direct and open, which is maybe much more like how you are, or you're Sagittarius. Yes, so Sagittarius is a very forthcoming. It's a different kind of energy. Sagittariuses don't mess around, yeah. Can be quite blunt even, but not in a negative way. It's just that you like to, you know, you're ruled by fire. You like to get things going, you know, move things along fast, can be quite impatient, and very communication wise, direct, outward. So yeah, it doesn't seem to be it. This is what I'm feeling really, Danny, is that this is something about their nature and who they are. It almost doesn't run, it doesn't come from a source of pain particularly, or something, you know, this deep-seated big reason. It's just like this is their character. And being that direct and that communicating in that way is how they operate. That's who they are. And being sort of backed into a this is what it feels like to them, to sort of commit, or to really say, be very open and speak their truth in a very direct way, makes them feel backed into a corner. So Danny says, but I feel like he wants to keep me to himself. Yeah, but you won't commit. But so that's unfair, yeah. But doesn't want me to walk away because he continues to do things to keep me happy, yeah. Keeping his options open, Danny. That Pisces, just going with the flow, you know, don't force me to in any position. But yeah, I would like things always. I've had interactions, shall we say, with Pisces, and had that same experience of it almost like communication never really ends with them. They would just have, a lot of them as well might have they just go with the flow, in the sense that they would be with this person and then they'll just go with that person. This is not all Pisces, you know, I'm not generalizing in that way, but there is this aspect to Pisces, because they don't see an issue with that. They've got sometimes as well, like boundaries is not really a thing for Pisces. They just go with the flow, go with the current and the tide. So the answer being, I suppose, where that leaves you, Danny, if you want to still have interactions with this person, but to understand as well where that's coming from. Yeah, it's not coming from deep-seated pain, I don't see. It's just this is their character. Let's see your 2025 Oracle card. I'm going way over time here, but it is what it is. I want to get through. I want to make sure I answer everyone's question. Oh, this is a nice energy, Danny. So this is just like an overall energies of 2025, and this is liberty. So there's an opportunity or something that I feel like you've been making through following your intuition, Danny, because this is all has this kind of nighttime theme. Stars, moons, you know, it's like an intuitive, almost high priestess energy. And it's like coaxing this bird out of this cage, which is like liberty and freedom. And it's almost like I feel like you're on the brink and on the edge of having some kind of breakthrough here. So what this liberty and freedom means to you, take what resonates with that in what area this means. But I feel like you've been building on trusting your intuition, trusting your gut, and not really needing to have hard facts and evidence in order to make decisions, but instead making decisions from our instincts and from our intuitive self instead. And this has led you to, you are making steps and progress, I see, to having a breakthrough of coaxing this side of yourself, and this kind of breakthrough and connection to feeling more free and to feel like this liberty, this kind of expanse. So continue to do that. The work that you've made on this front is working, and it's taking you to where you need to be, and to experience more freedom, and more expanse. So I hope that resonates. Janavi says, finally, yeah, not just that, under my umbrella. We all just need to listen to Rihanna Under My Umbrella song. That was the theme, the oracle card theme of today. Okay, so am I right? Is Priya next? You're welcome, Danny. Or is it, sorry, Tanika? I'm lost now on this list. Right, I'll just go back. Thanks, Janavi. So we've got Priya first. So Priya asks, what is going on in Yash's love life? Currently in contact. Hi Tanika, thanks for, I will read you after Priya. So let's have a look at Yash's energy and intentions towards you. So you're in contact, I understand, Priya. So no relationship, Priya, but kind of in contact potential stage, is that right? I'm going to have a look at Yash's feelings, intentions towards you. Okay, Two of Pentacles is, to me, what comes through, what I hear is mixed messages. Two of Pentacles is like this, it's like a whirlpool depicted here, okay? Because this is Pentacles, which is about on a practical level, sort of being very busy, even like that one or both of you having a lot going on and that being a factor. But on a deeper level, there is so much actually water in this card. And I always hear the word, like, because it's dolphins, is like tailspin here. So it's like their energy, Yash's energy, is kind of making you feel like chasing your tail. Lots of ups and downs. Them maybe not being very clear about, I think, what they want just as a whole. There's been some confusion, and there's been some kind of juggling going on about them kind of jumping from one situation to the other. And I think for you not to be overwhelmed, or for you to navigate the situation, it's about being centered and not being taken on like Oh, Priya is married to Yash. All right, thanks, Janavi. Okay, I didn't get that. So the same information applies, that there is their energy towards you is like that, maybe that they feel overwhelmed emotionally by life. This is the two of you going through life together, I guess, but this sense of it's almost like a whirlpool, a chaotic energy. Maybe not having enough time together, or not checking in with each other enough to really understand where the other person is coming from. There's almost like a mirroring energy here as well. And the way to navigate this, so I don't know, like you say, you haven't been particularly clear about, you know, if you're having troubles or doubts, but just from the energy of your question, that you're sort of questioning their feelings towards you. The way to sort of navigate this and regroup, you, both of you, need to kind of get more centered and grounded. So is life pulling you in many different directions? There seems to be this element, this sort of element of chaos somewhere in the mix here. It could be external influences affecting this connection, or it could be chaos within this directly within this connection. And it almost feels like we need to take a breath, and we need to stop, and we need to reconnect, ground ourselves and center the energy. And this is what will help get you through this. If you're having difficult periods, times when it's good, times when it's not, if there's lots of up and downs like that. So I hope that resonates. But yeah, if you can obviously clarify the connection at the beginning, it makes reading for it much easier. Because obviously if you're married, that, you know, changes the reading. So that was why that might have been a bit mixed up there. But the message still stands. But please do clarify, everyone, what kind of relationship that you're in if you're looking for a relationship reading. Because obviously if you're just talking to someone, or if you're actually married to someone, the messages are going to be very different. Let's have a look at your 2025 energy. Thank you, Anne. Yes, long session today with the New Year special, because I suppose the bonus cards have made it, I can't speak, made it more lengthy. 2025 energies. Ooh, the Sea Witch. Again, more kind of water, more emotions here, Priya. So this is very similar actually to in the tradition of the tarot, sorry, about, it reminds me of the kind of the Queen of Cups, about being able to, again here, because we've seen this kind of chaotic, being emotionally overwhelmed and needing to get centered and grounded. And this Sea Witch here, or Queen of Cups kind of energy that I'm getting, is someone who is able to feel things deeply, to have deep feelings and emotions, and that kind of the up and down again of the ocean, but is able to stay grounded and centered enough to navigate their way through. And that's the key to, in 2025, and the theme to navigate in this situation, this marriage, this relationship, life in general. It's about being able to not oppress our emotions, but being able to feel the feelings but not be overwhelmed, and trying to master this, whatever that looks like to you. It's really about doing the inner work ultimately as well. It's not about looking outwards for answers. The answers are within when we see these kinds of cards. So I hope that resonated. So Tanika, says, Tanika says, thank you for your patience, Tanika, by the way. I feel like you've been here right from the beginning or early on. Tanika asks, is Curtis going through anything emotionally or mentally that he has not told me? You're a Cancer, he's a Pisces. So again, if you can tell me about this, the nature of this relationship, Tanika, with you and Curtis. Are you together? Are you, have been in a connection, it's broken? Are you married? My cat's laid next to me and is absolutely crashed out. He's got his legs in the air, his belly up, listening to me read tarot. He's always by my side generally when I do these sessions. I'll have to post a picture of him so you can see him. Loving life. So you're dating, Tanika. Okay, thank you. So you think is he going through anything emotionally or mentally that he's not told me? It's an interesting question. Well, he's got about several names, Janavi. He's a rescue, so I didn't choose it, but he's called Socks. So Tanika, let's have a look at Curtis's. So what's he going through that you don't see? Do you feel some distance from him, Tanika? Is that what's kind of triggered this? I think this is Curtis's energy here. He's come through as the Magician, which is interesting. So he has this, he kind of works, when I see the Magician, okay, this is someone who is aware and kind of works with energies as well, actually, which is quite interesting. So they kind of have an understanding, yeah, about universal energies and the power of manifestation. They may not call it this. They may call it like as it is, manifestation, but they might not name it in exact terms. But there's someone who is working intuitively. I don't see them going through anything difficult or challenging. I see them actually being in their power. You know, one thing he's still dealing with. So I don't see him, I see him managing this and being in control of this, Tanika. So he's dealing with it, but he's on top of it, if that makes sense. I see him being, the Magician is a major arcana. So it's a powerful card. It's someone being in their own power and really kind of manifesting what their focus is, manifesting on what their dreams are, their ambitions, they're sort of calling it in what they desire. They're quite serious as well about this, about their intentions. So you might know this about this person already, but they could be quite a deep thinker. And I see them really just their energy, that they're just focused on manifesting their dreams and desires, but not necessarily struggling or being overwhelmed by something. The struggles that they do have, I feel like that they're in control of. But it's just an interesting read on their personality about what's come through. That they have quite a lot of personal power. And are able to really manifest things quite easily. Like they understand how that works, knowingly or not. You know, we're all manifesting all day, every day, and they seem to have a knack to be able to do this, which is interesting. But yeah, I don't see anything particularly hidden. I don't know if that's something from you that was that you felt like maybe they're hiding something from you, or I don't see them struggling. Essentially, the magician is someone who is in their power and on top of things. So I hope that brought you some clarity. I will pull your oracle card for you. So this is 2025 energies. What's coming for you in 2025, Tanika? No rain today, which is lovely. This is some sunshine after the rain. This could be your connection with them continuing as well. Oh wow, so he's grieving the death of his daughter. Wow, that's intense. So obviously that's kind of life-changing stuff that, you know, I can only imagine what that would be to go through, and that you would never get over that. Yeah, that's something that you would be just constantly dealing with, and I would imagine would just change you inherently as a person, as your soul. Yeah, I feel like your connection will continue, and that you offer this softness for them as well. I feel like this is your energy, this sort of cloud that is, there's something about this energy, about this person's energy. I'm almost hearing, what I'm hearing is like a poker face, that maybe they don't give much away, and this is why there's this tendency for you to fill in the gaps, Tanika, because you can't get a read on them. I feel like you could have more trust and more faith in that they are handling things. You feel more like maybe you are more expressive with your emotions. That's the kind of vibe that I get. There's this, like I say, kind of softness and a more open energy. Maybe from what they've gone through, or maybe just this their character. They have more this poker face, but it doesn't mean that they are sinking if you are kind of worried about that. Obviously, going through something like that is a whole separate issue on itself, and maybe even not what this reading is touching on, because like I said, I feel like that their energy really is that they are determined to keep going and are in control of, they feel anyway, in control of their situation. And maybe they will always be slightly closed off, or someone who's not particularly forthcoming, maybe from what they've been through, or maybe just their character, combination of both. So try not to fill in those gaps too much. This is something about who they are. And the part of it is just that they're not really forthcoming and expressive. they'll share when they're ready to share, if that makes sense, yeah? But this 2025 energies, I see this, your connection continuing to deepen and you being a good match for each other. Something about maybe you being more expressive, which is a great balance to their more poker face. So I hope that resonated. So, hiya Keitha, the list is closed at the moment, but please do consider subscribing so you can catch me on the next live. So it's 1 card free, other option is for a more in-depth reading to pay. But like I said, the list is closed for today, but please do join us on the next one. So Janavi, last question, last person. So Janavi asks, regarding Akshay, we saw that she is the block. She wants to continue. We did. I'm sure she knew it's not going to be a happy one. She married for probably social expectation, yeah, absolutely, and some companion, yeah, rather than none. For Akshay, it's a different story. When making the decision to annul divorce, will she agree or cause issue? Interesting. Let's have a look. So 4 of Pentacles is, what I feel like it is that she will try to hold on to this, because this is some kind of level. The 4 of Pentacles is about some kind of level of security, that this is what it kind of represents to her, I think. The 4 of Pentacles is like when you've achieved kind of something, you know, so much, and it's not really enough at all. It's not, it's you know, the 10 of Pentacles is when, if you think that's like our ideal place where we want to go, our happiness, when we feel fulfilled. And the 4 of Pentacles has this kind of settling energy and about holding on too tightly to too little, and not really having the courage to understand as well that there's actually, you know, more out there for her even. I know it may be tricky and difficult because of social expectations like you mentioned. But what I interested in the energy and the vibe that I get from this as well is that she won't fight too hard, if that makes sense. It's like she will hold on to it tight, but because it's a 4 and because it's just in the suits, you know, if this had come through as kind of Queen of Swords, or if it had come through as like a major arcana, I would see that there would be really like kicking up a major fuss in a way, like making life incredibly difficult, if that makes sense. But with this 4 of Pentacles, it's almost like it hasn't got loads behind it. It hasn't got that real intensity of like, there may be a bit of a fight, but ultimately she'll fold and let this go. Maybe because part of her understands as well that this isn't really enough for her, and that is an aspect of it. So there'll be that initial, because she came up as Queen of Pentacles, which maybe she'll throw the financial thing in the mix, and say, you know, I'm bringing this to the table, or what will you do sort of financially wise, etc., etc. Sort of throw the practicalities at him. But yeah, I don't see it having much long lasting. I don't see her really sticking to intensely trying to block this. There will be obviously be some resistance, but I feel like she'll fold ultimately, because we've got this Knight of Wands here, which is about kind of being defended and defensive, arguments happening as well. But it's a Knight, which is, yeah, exactly. Sometimes I think I say 50 words when I could say 10. She'll try, but not too hard. The Knight of Wands, again, getting angry, kind of putting up a fight, being defensive, but ultimately the Knight is a Knight. Yeah, they're not a king, so they haven't got as much staying power. Or you know, in divorces, isn't it? It's like people can really set out to destroy one another, and I don't get that vibe. It's kind of like almost for show, that she would have to put up a fight, but maybe that she ultimately, I feel like this sense that ultimately she knows that she's not happy either. And part of her maybe would like to be done with this as well. So it's almost a bit for show as well. And then we have, I'm drawn to this as well, just on the bottom of the deck. So we have Six of Wands, which is a victory and success, which I feel like is actually making these moves and breaking free from it and being successful in ending this. And there you are, the Empress. That's nice. Six of Wands is, yeah, is that kind of is success, actually getting the outcome that he desires and that he wants, to walk away from this and to be free of this, and not really as well, like not getting absolutely burn earth to the ground in the process of this. So yeah, there'll be some resistance, but not huge fight, which is actually a relief to see, because if really heavy energies had come in, that would be quite scary to see. But it's not, so that's good. I think it's, let us say, partly because she understands that maybe this needs to happen as well. So I hope that resonated, Janavi. Thank you so much for moderating today. Thank you everyone who came and brought your questions. I hope it brought you some clarity, some peace, some answers that you've been waiting for. And I wanted to wish you all a happy new year now as well. Today I will be spending the new year with friends and family, and I will be back on Friday. Thank you, Janavi. I will pass that on to him, that you say hi and bye. But whatever you're doing for New Year, I know it can be a mixed bag for people, happy and sad, challenging and hopeful as we head into 2025. But I will be thinking of you all as well, and look forward to seeing you in 2025 for some readings then. But wishing you all love and light, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Thank you, Anne. Anne says, thank you so much for a meaningful session. Your dedication and energy are truly inspiring. Thank you, Anne. Thanks for staying with us here as well. Wishing you a wonderful rest of your day, and you too. Yeah, love and light to all. Thank you for your kind words. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Hopefully see you Friday.